goodness.
Okay, we're recording.
Camera lights. Okay. Some water on it and try to lift it out. I didn't mean to cover that up. So I'm just going to put some water on it. A bit more water. It'll be all right, but I would have preferred it like this. See? This is not this, as you can see. But let's see if I can keep on cleaning it up. I want to get through down here so I can get up here. This, the rest of this, y'all, that are doing the top, this is just filling the blanks with the color. Yellow. I'm going to do a Hansa yellow right here on this.
Are you going into the reds too eventually? I'm going to go into the pot part.
I need to get into the pot for several, and I'm not quite through here. And I should have done a cooler yellow on this, but that's all right.
Because you only have so much battery, so
yeah.
You need to get to the one.
Yeah, we just may not get it all done, maybe. And I'm hurrying here because I want to get into some reds. Oh, I didn't finish that. That's yellow. I'm going to do this really fast because y'all get this is just filling the blanks. See how fast this goes? I'm just putting some color down, trying to not get into this middle because that's going to be a red streak. And yellow. This part's going to go down. I'll come back and strengthen some of this. I'm going fast here, but I can come back and clean it up because I want you all to, oops, that's all right. I bet if we have some dark green. Might need a little bit of weight down there anyway. That's all right. You would adjust your colors to whatever you want anyway. To the silver. I wish I hadn't done that. Oh well. I painted out my white. I'm always telling y'all don't kill your whites. I painted this orange in there, and that's all I could live, but that's okay.
Would you ever touch it up with white at the end?
It's not that important. You're not going to know that little thing is a big deal unless you really mess it up big, because I have left whites. I mean, I could.
Well, if you were able to show us how to fix it.
No.
That's why you did it. Meant to do that.
But I did take a lot of it out. Okay. Let me get a little bit darker over here. If I were in the studio, I would be much cleaner.
No, I mean getting the white back. You could probably work on it longer.
But I'm going to come back in here with some darker orange, and that's going to draw your eye.
Okay.
Or I could reduce that white to look more like this. There's adjustments that you can make at the end of a painting. Oops, I didn't even do that. Adjustments that you can make at the end of a painting when you leave it a little while. Okay, I'm just going to outline where that orange just strengthens it a little bit. That, at a distance, is going to be this bow with the stripes. And if y'all are painting this small, see, that's at a different angle, but you can see the stripes under there. And so, okay, let's get back up here to the dark. And you guys that are not going to paint this, you're painting the whole thing. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm going to set the bow now. I'm going to come back up here under this dark line I'm using. Oops. Well, that's all right. This was too wet, really, and I shouldn't have quite come back in, but I'm going to let it work for me. I'm going to pull this down for one more accent on a bend. Wherever you have a white rib, you can put a dark next to it because it'll just push the bend. Can you see this? It'll just push the bend on out, and I did it because this was too wet and it bled into my corner. You can make all sorts of adjustments with these. And this is sort of, until you put some red in, this isn't a pretty color. Okay, I'm still over here. I'm right in here. I'm going to come over here with some darts and turn the corner. And you can, with silver, if you turn soft corners, it looks more realistic. I've got me, instead of a point like we did it with the crystal, I'm going to have a soft corner with silver because you don't have that sharp, crisp crystal cut over here. And I'm going to bring it up and accentuate it with a little arc like that. See, like, darken the corner, pull it down just a little, and again, it's that using your water. It diffuses the edges and blends just like you want it to. That is really dark. Looking at it like this, it is really dark. You can throw it blue, you can throw it gray, you can throw it steely. I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to put some red in here in a minute. You know what? I'll do it right now under here to go ahead. I'm going to use my Holbein Permanent Red, and let's say a little bit of cobalt. Let's see what that'll do. Yeah. What I'm trying to do is make a shadow under here on top of orange. Yeah, any of the reds. I think the Quinn red, what red was that we decided was pinkish? That was that Quinn red, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pinkish.
Yes.
Quinn.
Yeah.
All right, we don't want, see all this darkness in here? The darkness under here? It's got to almost, yeah, see that's dark. It's got to almost have some blue in it. Now I'm going to start the shadow of this. Drag it up into the green. That's a line. Bleed it out into the orange. And we'll come back and strengthen it several times to get this really dark. I'm going to let it bleed into the yellow. I'm going to put a red strip down here. And the red is my Holbein Permanent Red and pink. Even though that bleeds, don't worry about it. It's not dark enough. In fact, I'll just blend it into there. Because I know we're going to come back darker. That just needs to be a little bit more red than pink. If you'll look at the blouse, be orange, but I can float it out.
Sort of a bluish pink.
These reds up here, first of all, let me put some right here. This is red. This one right here is red. So that's my Holbein red. And I'm basically just filling in the blanks I see of this design on the shirt. And if you get it out on the yellow like I did, don't worry about it. It was a designer mistake. I'm going to make this red. And this is pure color, but I'm going to take some of that down. Just drop some in. Pure red. But on a blouse like mine, it didn't have any gradation. It didn't really have any lights and darks come down the middle. If this is too pink, I'll come back and red it. And I'm trying to get as much of this done and out of our way. That needs to have a green stripe down the middle. And, you know, you can grade it if you want to really labor over it, or you can just throw it in there. There's a shadow that comes down here. See how this folds over right here? So I can do a shadow, and I can do it right now. What I want to do is turn that up. So, with a brush, just smooth it out. I'll have to make several passes to darken it, but what you want to do is throw this shadow in there to indicate that fold. So I can just sort of do some darks while it's still damp. If you keep your brush flat and drag it, you won't have all those stops and starts. That was still wet, so it's muddying up a little bit, but that's all right. The darks, color does the, what is it? Color gets the glory, value does the work. So let's come back down here with a little green, here with a little green, here with a little green. And you can play with this. You can actually fiddle with it all day if you want. This is dry. I'm going to come back up in here with one more little pass of some stuff to muddy this up a little bit. Just to give it some different shapes, different. So I'm using dirty water there. Where these fruit was up here, I'm just putting a little bit more color in because it needed it. Come in here, come in here. In the studio, I would have been a whole lot more careful, but that is like the inside of that bow. Come up to the top, reinforce these blacks. Who's going to paint the whole thing? Anybody?
Several people are.
I mean, I would like to.
Regina.
Yeah. Drawing out.
Cindy,
Good.
you're doing the whole
Good.
thing, right?
Except for the bottom, you said
You're doing the whole thing. Yeah, Deb's doing the whole thing. Sandra?
No.
No.
All right, see, I'm going in real dark now. I'm going in real dark on these last hits. And you know, if it's too dark, don't go in that dark. But there's my. See how I pushed that out? That little rim right there. just have to do it, pardon me, you just have to do it in steps. I think I'm going to go around that. That's dark. It should have been possibly a little bit bluer, but by the time we get up here, this will be bluer, and this would have detracted from this, you know, when I got down here. I don't like that real dark, so I'm going to take a little bit of that out, make it sort of bleed gray. Same thing here. And you make your judgments as you go. If you don't like it, fix it. This red up here, oh, this needs fixing. So I'll take some of this gamboge, maybe put some of that orange in it, or some of this, that orange, to make me a shadow up here. See how these shadows need to be a little bit more reinforced? Just sort of dab it around. That's the orange, that's the Quint orange. And if you don't make deliberate strokes, it looks more natural. Had I been painting just this, basically all I would have had left to do is darken under these lemons, put just a few more accent colors around, and that would have been finished. I would have preferred this to be a little bit more blue than this gray for me. I got this heavier than this one, but that's the way it goes. Let me do a little bit more on this. When they're dry, you can come back and do anything you want when they're dry. I'm going to put a little bit of that dark green under here. A little bit more. And I'm going to put a little bit more under here. And work it out. Oh, thank you. It does move, doesn't it? If you want hard edges, they don't really look bad on this fruit. I'm going to put a little bit up here. I'll drop that in, I'll move that one around, and I think I'll put a little back here. I'll move that around, maybe some right in here. And I'm doing this to give this lime a little bit more form. So, get the edges, get the edges, get the edges, and stop. Edges. I don't even need any more back there, really. I'll put some right there. Because the value is better. And stop. All right. Oops. See, I forget about that stuff. I might come back. When you're doing a big piece like this, too, I can see a lot of things I want to do, but I want to go ahead and get up here to do it. I need to really clean some of this up under here. See, if you make a arc turn, it gives it more of a silver. If you make the arc turns rather than the sharp turns, I see some things that I need to clean up, and I can also wash some of this when this is dry. I can also wash some of this with a little blue, and that'll make this not as harsh. See, this is softer, and it'll make this not as harsh. And this over here is just some reds that will go into. Where is Y?
White.
Okay.
You need to turn it
Y'all want to
off.
take a break a minute before we, and I'll do a little bit of this.
Move around, I'm getting so full.
Yeah, me too. I need a little bit of
Okay.
water.
I've lost.
Why?
It's